A very good morning to all of you. My topic for today's session is analysis of time series. So here, before going, before discussing about this analysis of time series, let me give you a brief introduction about what is time series data or what are the different types of data we have in time, generally to do any analysis, what are the different types of data we have. So here you have three types of data: cross-section data, time series data, and panel data. So what is this cross-section data, time series data, panel data? Cross-section data is nothing but if you are collecting a data only for a particular time, that is cross-section data for different variables. Time series data is data which you are collecting on a variable at different time periods. That is time series data. Combination of both cross-section and time series is called as panel data. So here that is what we have defined here. Cross-section data is data collected on a variable at same point of time. Example, state, population. That means for that particular state, what is the population you have? Height, weight. For this particular height, how much should be the weight? So that is cross-section data. Time series data, data collected on a variable at different time periods. Here the time may be a year, it may be month or week or hours, anything. So example, year and population. For different years, what is the population you have? For different months, what are the sales? What are the weekly profits? What is the hourly temperature? All these are the data which we call as time series data. Then panel data, as I told you, it is a combination of both cross-section and time series data. So this is an example of that three types of data. See this vertical, this column, that means for 1 year, you have the sales for different states. So this is called as cross-section data. For one state, you have data of sales in different years. So many years put together, you have the values for one variable. So this is called as time series data. Since you have this both the combination in this data, this is called as a panel data. Now what is time series? See, time series, it is nothing but a series of observations as per the time, as per the occurrence of time. With that word time series, we can tell that it is a series of observations as per the occurrence of time. But statistically, it is defined as time series as a collection of data recorded over a period of time. This time may be weekly, monthly, quarterly, or yearly. Or bookish definition is arranging the statistical data in chronological order. That is, according to occurrence of time is called time series. So chronological means as per time. So arranging the statistical data in chronological order, that is according to occurrence of time, is called time series. So I have given some of the examples here. It may be the weekly prices of wheat in a particular country or in a particular city, the hourly temperature recorded at a locality for a different years, the monthly consumption of electricity in a certain town, the annual rainfall at a place for a number of years, the the GDP of a country for the past 10 years, students enrollment of a college over number of years. All these are different types of examples of time series data. So this time series, we can express it in a mathematical form. So time series data will be, you will be having years and you will have a variable, and that variable will have certain values for each year. So this is a time series data. So a time series is a set of observation taken at specified times, which is usually at equal intervals. So this is time t1, t2, tn. You have a variable y, yt. It is taking values y1, y2 up to yn. Now mathematically a time series is defined by the values y1, y2 so on of a variable y at times t1, t2 so on. then thus you will get y is equals to function of the time. So here the variable y is a function of the time t. So y equal to f of t is the mathematical presentation of time series. So I told you that there will be changes in the values. Like I said, the GDP, how the GDP of a country is changing for the past 10 years, how there is a change in the rainfall in the past 5 years. So there are changes in the values in the time series. Now, what are the causes for these variations? So the causes of variations in time series data can be anything. It can be due to the festivals, due to the social customs, it may be due to seasons, it may be due to natural calamities like floods, earthquakes, or the pandemic as we are facing now, or it may be a drought, or it may be due to wars, it may be due to political changes, it may be due to the phases of the 4 phases of businesses. So there are different causes of variations in time series data. And as per the cause of variations, you have different components that we'll be discussing later. Now we are interested in knowing about the time analysis of time series. So I have defined what is time series. Now what is analysis of time series? So analysis of time series means what? I said there are different causes of variations in the time series data. So the segregation or separation of time series values into its components is called as analysis of time series. So when data relating to a variable are segregated by time, there will be variations in the values of the variable from time to time. See, when we are studying a data relating to a variable which are segregated by time, that means which are arranged as per the time, there will be some changes in the values of the variable from time to time. So the decomposition or separation of time series values into its components is called as analysis of time series. Now there are many uses of time series analysis, or some of the importance of time series analysis are, it is very popular tool for business forecasting. So how they'll be using in business forecasting. That means based on their data for the past 5 years, say 5 years, they'll study their performance, business performance. And based on that business performance for the last 5 years, that is understanding the past behavior, they will predict the performance for the next 5 years, that is forecasting the future activities. So as per that prediction, they'll plan for their operations. And then they can also study their, evaluate their present performance, that is current accomplishments or current achievements. So as per this analysis, they can, as per this, using this time series analysis, they can understand their past behavior in the business, they can forecast their activities, they can evaluate their current accomplishments, and they can facilitate the comparison. So it is time series analysis also facilitating comparison. They can compare the past year's behavior with the present year behavior, and they estimate the trade cycle. There are different applications of time series analysis in different fields. They can be using in economic forecasting, in budgetary analysis, yield projections, inventory studies, utility studies, sales forecasting, stock market analysis, process and quality control, workload projections, census analysis, rainfall analysis, weather forecasting. Many applications are there where we'll be using time series analysis. So I told you there are different causes of variations in time series data. So the factors which affect the changes in the value of a variable in time series are called as components of time series data. So the various factors which affect the values of a variable in a time series are called components of time series data. So in time series, you have 4 different components of time series: secular trend, seasonal variations, cyclic variations, random or irregular variations. Secular trend or long-term movements or trend. So we'll be discussing this first. So you have 4 components in time series: secular trend, seasonal variations, cyclic variations, random variations. So first one is secular trend, which is also called as trend or long-term movements or long-term variations also we can say. So what is the secular trend or long-term variations? As I've said, long-term variations means the data will be changing over a long period of time. So how it will change? So secular trend is the general tendency of the data to grow or decline over a long period of time. So the tendency of the data to increase or decrease over a long period of time is known as secular trend. So the forces which are constant over a long period produce the trend. For example, population change, technological progress, improvement in business organizations, better medical facilities, etc. Now this trend is slowly changing component of a time series. It's a very slowly changing component of a time series. So here you will not have sudden and short-term changes. Whenever you have a sudden and short-term changes, we cannot consider it as due to trend. So here this is the upward trend, this is the downward trend. Here you don't have any trend. This is stationary we say. So downward trend is, example maybe declining death rate. Upward trend may be the population growth. So here the trend is what it is, linear. So mathematically this trend may be linear or it may be non-linear also. So it may be linear or it may be non-linear. Next, second component is seasonal variations. So as we can predict from this, as we can guess from this name itself, seasonal variations means variations which occur in different seasons. What is the seasonal? Okay. So the term seasonal is meant to include any kind of variation which is of periodic nature and whose repeating cycles are of relatively short duration. So seasonal variations are the variations which occur within a year and they're repeated every year. That is called as seasonal variations. So the component responsible for regular rise or fall in time series during a period not more than 1 year. So this component is responsible, the seasonal variation component is responsible for periodic rise or fall in time series during a period which is not more than 1 year. So these variations occur within 1 year only. So these fluctuations occur in regular sequence, that is in periodical way. So the periodic being, it may be a year, it may be a month, it may be a week, a day, or even a fraction of the day, an hour, etc. So what are the factors that causes seasonal variations? So it may be due to climate and weather conditions, it may be due to custom traditions and habits. See example of seasonal variations. Crops are sown and harvested at certain times every year, and the demand for the labor growing up during sowing and harvesting seasons. So this is seasonal. Every year we'll be sowing the crops and we'll be harvesting the crop in a certain month or at a certain time of the year. And at that time there will be a demand for there will be a growing demand for the labor during sowing and harvesting. Then similarly, demands for woolen clothes goes up in winter. Every year during winter, we'll see there is an increase in the demand for woolen clothes. Similarly, during festivals also, there will be increase in the prices. Every year we'll be getting festivals, every year there will be increase in the prices. So these are the seasonal variations. Like withdrawals from banks are heavy during the first week of a month because they'll get the salaries. So there will be heavy rush in the banks for the withdrawal, which is repetitive every month. The number of letters posted on Saturday is larger because it is weekend. Third one is cyclical variations. Cyclical variations means we call them as oscillatory moments. So cyclical variations are the oscillatory moments in a time series where the period of oscillation is more than a year. In seasonal variation, the period of oscillation is only one within a year. Here the period of oscillation is more than a year. So one complete period is called a cycle. So generally the cyclic movements in a time series are attributed to the business cycle. Every kind of business and economic activity is susceptible to business cycles. Any business activity or economic activities, they will be having this business cycle. Now, what is this business cycle? This business cycle consists of 4 phases or periods. One is prosperity, then decline, depression, and recovery. So these are called as the 4 phases of a business cycle. It's very important. Prosperity, decline, depression, recovery. What is prosperity? When you have low wages, when the material is cheap, the prices is high, so the profit will be high. So obviously there will be an increase in the period. So from high you will be starting. Decline means when the material becomes costlier, you have to pay more wages to the employees, and you are offering discounts on the prices, and the consumers, they wait for further reduction of prices, so the profits will be slowly decreasing. Depression means whenever there is an increasing pessimism in trade, it leads to closure of factory. Since there is no profits, it leads to unemployment, low wages, and low profits. So there will be completely depression. Then you will have a period of improvement. The materials will be of low prices, there will be high demand, production will be high, then sales will be high. That means slowly you are recovering. So this is cyclical. Every business and economic activity will have this business cycle, so which consists of 4 phases. So this is the business cycle. From prosperity, it will slowly come down to decline. Here normal, after normal, they're slowly declining. Then it is complete depression. Then slowly they are recovering. So this is called as a business cycle, 4-phase business cycle. Then you have irregular or random variations. So random or irregular means unforeseen, which we cannot predict it, which we cannot control it. So the variations which occur due to the unforeseen events or unpredictable events, those variations are called as irregular or random variations. So variations due to unforeseen events such as floods, droughts, earthquakes, wars, lockouts, strikes, migrations, then that variations are called as random variations. So these variations are purely random, and we cannot control it. That is, it is beyond human control. They do not repeat in a definite pattern. We cannot predict them. So it's unforeseen. So they cannot be repeated in a definite pattern. Even then, we need to study these random variations. Now, based on these components, you have different mathematical models of time series: additive model, multiplicative model, and mixed model. So we'll see one by one. First one is additive model. We assume that the data is the sum of the time series components. So whatever data is given to you, we assume that that data contains all the 4 components. That is sum of all the 4 components. So yt is equals to t plus s plus c plus I, where t is trend, s is seasonal variations, c is cyclic variations, I is irregular variations. So if the data do not contain one of the components, say for example cyclical variations, the value for that missing component is 0. That is, if there is, suppose there is no cyclic variations, then yt will be only t plus s plus I. So the seasonal component is independent of trend, and thus magnitude of the seasonal swing is constant over time. Second, you have multiplicative model. So we assume that the data also contains product of all the components. So yt is equals to t into s into c into I. That is trend into seasonal variation into cyclical variation into irregular variation. So if trend, seasonal or cyclic variation is missing, then the value is assumed to be I, which is irregular. So yt will be equal to only I, irregular variation. Suppose there is no cyclical variation, then yt equal to only t into s into I. The seasonal factor of multiplicative model is a proportion to the trends, and thus the magnitude of the seasonal swing increases or decreases according to the behavior of trend. Then you have mixed models. In addition to the addition and multiplication models, the components in a time series may be combined in a large number of other ways. So some of the mixed models resulting from different combinations of additive and multiplicative models are, see, yt I can write t into c plus s into I, or yt equal to t plus s into c into y, or yt equal to t into s plus c into y. So all these are the mixed models of time series. So in the next session, thank you. In the next session, we'll be seeing different measures of trend or and seasonal variations. Thank you.